Welcome back to the deep dive. So we live in this incredibly connected world, right? Every click, every email, every single online buy,
Mm-hmm.
it's all part of this huge digital city.
Absolutely. It's amazing, full of innovation, super convenient.
But like any big city, it's got its darker corners,
Yeah.
you know, vulnerabilities, and people looking to exploit them.
Mm.
Understanding these hidden digital dangers isn't just smart, it's really empowering for everyone. Okay, let's unpack this. In today's deep dive, we're aiming to give you a shortcut, a way to get well informed about the cyber threat landscape.
Yeah, we've gone through a lot of material on, what is it, 15 common attack methods?
15 exactly. And we're pulling out the key nuggets for you. Think of us as your guides through the trickier digital streets.
And what's really, I think, illuminating here is just the sheer variety. The different ways attackers try to compromise systems or data,
Right.
and also the psychology behind some of them, the cleverness. Knowing even a little bit about each can really shift how you think about your own digital security.
Totally agree. It moves you from just being a user to being more aware, resilient. So yeah, we're going to cover attacks that like sneakily intercept your data, others that just overwhelm systems, and even threats that come from inside.
That last one's always interesting.
Definitely. Let's start with attacks focused on deception and interception, sort of exploiting trust or listening in. First up, man in the middle, MITM attacks. So imagine you're sending a secure message, right? An attacker kind of wedges themselves between you and who you're sending it to.
Right, intercepting it, maybe even changing it.
Exactly. And neither you nor the recipient might even know. It's like someone tapping your digital phone line, basically.
And the scary thing is how often this could happen in places we think are safe, like public Wi-Fi.
Oh yeah, the coffee shop Wi-Fi. Classic example.
Definitely. Without proper encryption, someone else on that network could pretty easily set up an MIPM situation. They could see logins, sensitive data. The risk is assuming privacy where, well, there really isn't any guarantee.
That flows right into our next ones. Phishing and spear phishing.
Very common.
Our sources talk about these as attackers sending fake emails or messages designed to trick you, like a digital con artist, essentially.
And the danger isn't just the email, it's the psychology, right?
Yeah.
They prey on urgency, your account is locked, or fear, or maybe just curiosity, trying to get you to click that link that looks legit.
And spear phishing is even more targeted.
Exactly. They use info specific to you, your name, your company, maybe recent activity, to make the fake email seem incredibly real. Much harder to spot.
Okay, and then there's the broader category. Social engineering attacks. Phishing is part of this, but it's bigger.
You could argue it's the most common threat vector, really, because it targets people, not just tech. It manipulates our behavior.
So it's less about complex code and more about tricking someone.
Precisely. Getting someone to reveal info they shouldn't, or click something, or run a program. That helpful call from IT asking for your password. Classic social engineering.
The human element.
Yeah.
Still a weak link, often.
It often is, yeah.
Okay, let's look at a couple more subtle interception methods. First, eavesdropping attacks.
Right.
The material just describes this as attackers intercepting network traffic, sort of passively listening in.
Yeah, it often happens silently, kind of in the background, like a digital wiretap, as you said before. They're trying to grab unencrypted data as it flies across the network.
So that HTTPS we see on websites, that's directly relevant here.
Absolutely crucial. It's that basic layer of protection, encrypting the traffic so eavesdroppers can't just read it. It's not optional, really, for privacy.
Gotcha. And related, maybe, is cross-site scripting, or XSS.
XSS?
Sources say this uses a third-party website, one you trust, to inject malicious JavaScript code into your browser.
Yeah, the craftiness here is exploiting your trust in a legitimate site. The site itself isn't necessarily malicious, but it's been compromised in a way that it serves you bad code from an attacker.
And that code runs in my browser. What can it do?
Oh, plenty. It could hijack your session, steal your login cookies for that site, maybe redirect you to fake login pages or malicious downloads.
Wow. So even good websites can be conduits for bad stuff.
If they have vulnerabilities, yes. It's a constant battle for website owners, too.
Okay, shifting gears a bit. Let's talk about attacks that are more about infiltrating systems or databases. Number 7 is drive-by attacks.
These are nasty.
Yeah, the sources say cybercriminals use these to spread malware just by targeting insecure websites. You don't click anything specific.
Nope. Just visiting the compromise page is enough. Your browser loads the page, and boom, malicious software can get downloaded onto your device without you doing anything else.
That feels really passive from the user side.
It is. That's what makes it insidious. You're just browsing, doing your thing, and you get infected. It really hammers home why having up-to-date browser security, patches, maybe even ad blockers that block malicious scripts is so important.
Right. And that leads to the big umbrella term, malware attacks.
The class.
Malicious software, defined basically as any unwanted software put on your system without your, viruses, spyware, ransomware. It's a huge category.
And the key thing isn't just unwanted software, it's how much malware has evolved. We've gone from relatively simple viruses to incredibly sophisticated, evasive threats.
So defending isn't just about one type of bad program anymore.
Not at all. It's about resilience against a constant, evolving stream of different malicious tools.
Okay, next, SQL injection attacks.
You say.
That's structured query language for databases.
Correct. Databases talk SQL.
So an SQL injection attack is when someone slips malicious code into like a website form and it messes with the database behind it.
That's the essence of it, yes.
Mm-hmm.
They inject SQL commands into input fields, maybe a login form, a search box, hoping the website's code doesn't properly sanitize it.
And why target SQL? What's the goal?
Because databases are the crown jewels. They hold user data, customer lists, financial info, login credentials, everything valuable.
Oh.
So, if an attacker successfully injects malicious SQL, they might be able to dump entire tables of data, modify records, maybe even gain administrative control over the database. It can be catastrophic.
Okay. And fundamental to getting into many accounts are password attacks.
Still a huge issue.
The material just says attackers leverage password systems to get user info. Guessing, brute forcing.
All of the above. But what often gets missed is, again, the human factor. Why are password attacks still so effective?
Weak passwords. Reusing them everywhere.
Exactly. People choose easy-to-guess passwords. They use the same one for their bank and their favorite forum. They don't enable multi-factor authentication, even when it's offered.
Guilty as charged sometimes.
We all can be. It really just highlights how critical, strong, unique passwords are. And using MFA, those extra security layers, whatever you possibly can, it makes a huge difference.
Right. Okay, let's pivot to attacks that are more about overwhelming systems, disrupting things. First, denial of service, DARS.
DOS, yeah, pretty widespread according to the sources.
And the goal is just making something unavailable, like a website or a service.
That's usually it. It's about flooding the target with so much traffic or so many requests that legitimate users can't get through. It's not always about stealing data. Sometimes it's purely about disruption.
Like a digital traffic jam, blocking the road.
Good analogy. A single attacker, maybe? Creating a bottleneck?
Which leads naturally to distributed denial of service, DDoS. The distributed part is key here.
Absolutely key. Instead of one attacker, a DDoS attack uses many compromised computers, often thousands, sometimes millions, spread all over the world.
Ah, so that's the army flooding the road.
Exactly. They all target the victim at the same time, flooding their bandwidth or resources. It's much harder to stop than a simple DOS from a single source because the attack traffic is coming from everywhere.
And where do all those compromised computers come from? That ties into botnets, right?
It often does, yes. A
Yeah.
botnet is basically a network of hijacked devices, computers, servers, even IoT devices, sometimes infected with malware, that lets an attacker control them remotely.
So the attacker builds this botnet army.
And then directs that army to launch the DDoS attack or send spam or click fraud or whatever they want. The botnet itself is malicious infrastructure.
Okay, let's look at attacks stealing resources, not just data.
Mm-hmm.
Cryptojacking attacks.
Relatively newer on the scene compared to some others.
Sources say these attackers basically use your computer's processing power and bandwidth to mine cryptocurrency for them.
Yeah, think of it like someone secretly plugging into your electricity to run their stuff. You don't see them, but your computer suddenly runs really slow, the fan is going crazy, maybe your power bill even goes up.
So they're not after my files, just my computer's grunt work.
Primarily, yes. It's financially motivated theft of computational resources, often happening just through visiting a compromised website running mining scripts in the background. You might not even know it's happening.
And then there's a specific variant, crypto mining malware attacks.
Right, a more targeted version.
This specifically goes after people already involved in crypto. Miners, exchanges.
Exactly. Instead of just general cryptojacking on anyone's machine, this malware targets systems known to be involved in mining or holding cryptocurrency, aiming to hijack their more powerful setups or potentially steal from their wallets. It shows how threats specialize to follow the money.
Okay, now for the one you mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
the one that gets really interesting because it's different. Inside attack and data breaches.
The insider threat, always a major concern.
Our sources highlight this as potentially one of the most dangerous types, often carried out by disgruntled employees or maybe ex-employees who still have access.
That's the common scenario, yes. And what makes it so dangerous is that the attacker isn't some outsider trying to break in. They're already inside the castle walls.
Get a legitimate access.
They know the systems, the procedures, where the valuable data is. They might have permissions that allow them to access or exfiltrate data much more easily than an external hacker.
That really raises questions about trust within organizations.
Huge questions about vetting, monitoring access, and critically, about what happens when someone leaves. How quickly is their access revoked? It's a massive challenge for internal security. And for you, as an employee somewhere, it's a reminder of the responsibility that comes with the access you have.
Wow, okay, so what does this all mean? Taking a step back, we've covered a lot of ground. 15 different ways attackers operate in this digital city,
Yeah, from the sneaky stuff like MITM and phishing.
to the overwhelming DDoS floods, resource theft like cryptojacking,
Yeah,
and yeah, even those internal threats. It's quite a range.
it really is. And it raises, I think, an important question for you, the listener, to think about. As our lives get even more digital, more intertwined with all this tech, how are these attack methods going to evolve?
Good question. They won't stay static.
Definitely not. They'll get more sophisticated. So how does our idea of security need to change, too? What new vulnerabilities might pop up that we haven't even considered yet? What proactive steps, beyond just being aware, are going to be essential down the road?
That's definitely something to reflect on. Knowing these threats, understanding how they work, it really is the first most crucial step to protecting yourself, your data, your digital life.
Couldn't agree more. Awareness is foundational.
Well, thanks for diving deep with us today on these cyber threats.
My pleasure. Important stuff to talk about.